Night on this set, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Now, let's have the headlines. In Gabon, cooperation as on the sidelines of the first annual meeting of the Parliamentary Assembly of La Francophonie in Chad APF, held on January 27 and 28, 2022. In Libreville, it appears that the body extends and intends to extend its actions to the health sector. And in culture, after a first edition in 2021, a second edition of the Black History Arts Festival is being organized in Gabon from the 1st to the 22nd of February. The details and more in a feast of seconds. Stay tuned. Once more, welcome back, dear televiewers. We open in Gabon with an audience at the Presidency of the Republic this morning. Ali Bongo Ondimba, the head of state, received the French ambassador to Gabon. On the menu, the Franco-Gabonese cooperation and the next European Union-African Union summit. The details in the story. The President of the Republic and his French host discussed Franco-Gabonese cooperation with a particular focus on the upcoming African Union-European Union summit in Brussels, Belgium.
Le président vient de m'accorder une audience.
The President granted me an audience during which we took stock, discussed a political and diplomatic cooperation. As you know, France has held the presidency of the European Union for a few weeks now, and the European Union-African Union Summit will be held in a few days, mid-February. And so this is in fact the only event. This will be a major event. It is the only event, in fact, with a non-European partner organized under a presidency.
For Gabon and France, the event in the Belgian capital will be one more opportunity to consolidate this close relationship that is well established in history.
Je portais donc des messages de la présidence française.
I was carrying messages from the French presidency to His Excellency the President to express the importance of this event for us, and it will be a great opportunity to concretize, to show the true test of the partnership between Gabon and France. In this regard, Gabon, France, within a larger role, the European Union, African Union. And I think it will be a great, obviously, the relationship between our two countries is dense. There is an impressive flow of visitors. Today, we have 4 high-level parliamentary delegations in the space of 2 months. This is unprecedented.
If the relationship today between Gabon and France is at its best through this major event, it should certainly strengthen and carry even higher the cooperation between the African Union and the European Union. Also, the President of the Republic, Ali Bongo Ondimba, held a virtual Council of Ministers this February 1st. This is the account of this meeting, commented by Arsène Marie.
It is a new Council of Ministers that opens this Tuesday, February the 1st, 2022. The meeting of this day is held by the video conference from his office. The President of the Republic and Head of State leads the meeting. Today, development issues are on the focus of discussions. On the working table, education, health, water, electricity, roads, housing, and other priority issues are on the menu. True to his commitment, the President of the Republic wants to accelerate the pace of reforms in this period of health crisis related to the coronavirus. The government of the Republic, in its quest for diversification, has been working since its appointment to take up the challenge of economic recovery, to give itself the means to ensure its mission of solidarity with the Gabonese of all social strata and all conditions.
Also, in education, the Omar Bongo University in Libreville hosted a press conference on the sociology of projects. In partnership with the University of Rouen-Normandie in the north of France, this meeting allowed students of the 3 university levels in sociology to appropriate the contents of this ideology. The story is by Vanessa Chogu.
It is within the framework of the agreement between the Omar Bongo University of Libreville and the University of Rouen, Normandy in northern France that the University Omar Bongo hosted its conference on the theme Sociology of Project and Sociological Project. The aim of the organizers is to bring students to develop a theory of action before setting up a social project.
So it allowed us to finally question what a project is, and then what a project could bring to society, and what society could bring to project support.
For the benefit of the students, who came in great numbers, this conference allowed them to better understand the stakes of the sociological projects, which are essential for flawless success. Organized by the Eco-to-Rurality Network, this conference is the continuation of numerous projects carried out by the network in France and Gabon.
We have concrete results to make emerge or promote not only a scientific model, but also a social and economic production model.
In its training component, the Eco-to-Rurality Network, in partnership with the Evangelical Missionary Church of Gabon, Synerist, and some French partners, has created a higher education establishment specializing in agriculture and agro-industry. This is a concrete expression of this network, whose vision is to guarantee the professional integration of young graduates.
The health page opens the interest of thrombolysis in the management of cerebrovascular incidents. In short, the CVA was the subject of discussions during the first postgraduate teaching day of the current year at the University Hospital of Libreville. Vanessa Togo once more has the hints and she gives them to us.
The Neurovascular Intensive Care Unit of the University Hospital of Libreville has been receiving stroke patients for thrombolysis treatment since October 2021, the date of its inauguration. This specialized treatment makes the University Hospital the national reference health establishment for this technique. There's on the initiative of its Department of Internal Medicine and Medical Specialties, with the Neurology and Cardiology Department in the driver's seat. The University Hospital of Libreville had a workshop on the value of thrombolysis in the management of stroke. The aim was to update scientific knowledge and share good practices on this treatment, which dissolves the blood clot that prevents blood flow and oxygen to the brain. According to scientists, thrombolysis allows the blood clot that is obstructing the artery to be broken up by injecting a blood-thinning drug intravenously within a maximum of 4.5 hours after the first symptoms of a stroke appear. However, the University Hospital informs us that there is time constraint for the arrival of patients. No more than 4 hours from the onset of the first signs of a stroke has unfortunately not yet allowed thrombolysis to be performed in its unit. This unit has already admitted more than 40 stroke victims. In addition, strokes represent nearly 15 million cases per year and are considered the second cause of death in the world after infection diseases. According to Gabonese doctors, strokes represent 42.09% of neurological infections in the country and are the leading cause of hospitalization and mortality in the University Hospital of Libreville.
We stay in the health rubric on the sidelines of the first annual meeting of the Francophonie in Gabon. The first Parliamentary Assembly of La Francophonie was held here in Libreville on January 27 and 28, 2022. At the invitation of the Gabonese section, the Minister of Health, Dr. Guy-Patrick Obiondong, received in audience Deputy Jacques Cabral and the Parliamentary Secretary General. It appears that the body intends to extend its actions to the health sector. Let's take a look. At the opening of the meeting, Faustin Boukoubi declared from the outset, the time has come for the international solidarity. Our community and our organization, represented on the 5 continents, must resolutely contribute to the development and prosperity of our countries. The parliamentarians discussed issues of policy, partnership and parliamentary collaboration. The 2021 Senghor César Prize, received by the Raponda Walker Foundation, was received by Guy Rosatonga Rino, its president, saluting the memory of the late Raponda Walker, as well as the President of the Republic, who was awarded a distinction from the Pléiade, the Parliamentary Assembly of the Francophonie, to the rank of Grand Croix, which was received by the Prime Minister, Rose Christiane Soukaraponda. The youths, being an important point, were at the center of discussions with projects set up for it. The organization opens its doors wide to youths thanks in particular to the network project of young ambassadors of the Francophonie. The actions with and for the young people reveal the APF as a fundamental player in the influence of the citizens and popular Francophonie. You must have understood this, dear televiewers. This was the wrong report, but in our next news edition, we are going to talk about this Léopold Sédar Senghor Prize, which was handed to the Gabonese authorities. Now, in culture, after the first edition in 2021, a second edition of the Black History Arts Festival is being organized in Gabon from the 1st to the 22nd of February. Placed under the theme Negro with Attitude, this event has many surprises in store to celebrate the Black history. Once more, we listen to Vanessa Togo.
Marking throughout the month of February the commemorations of the Black cultures and art history since 1976 in the United States, the Black History Month will once again be celebrated in Gabon. Thus, it is through the organizations of the second edition of this event that the Slam Master Association wants to discover from February the 1st to the 22nd at the National Museum the diversity of Black culture through several workshops. Art is the expression of a struggle that gives way to freedom from the strict rules of life in society. In this way, artists and panelists will be able to express their genius and share it with as many people as possible. After the first edition in 2021, which had as a sponsor the singer Annie-Fleur Bachelet's, this year's sponsor would be the writer Justine Mensah. Also, many other cultural actors will participate in the event. The Black History Art is the result of a voluntary collaboration between the Slam Master Association and a plethora of artists, notably writers, singers, rappers, slammers, painters, designers, computer graphics, animators, Gabonese stylists, including Michel Ndao, Frank Baponga, and many others. On this edition's agenda, the Black History Hall will exhibit drawings, paintings, and photographs by artists, conferences, an eloquence competition in the mother tongue, and the Black History Art Evening. In addition to presenting the work of Gabonese artists, the festival is intended to be a means of learning and transmission to Black youth.
It's time to wrap up this newscast, but first let's take a last review at the headlines. We saw that in Gabon, we talked about cooperation as on the sidelines of the first annual meeting of the Parliamentary Assembly of La Francophonie held on January 27th and 28th, 2022 in Libreville. It appears that the body intends to extend its actions to the health sector. And in culture, we equally saw that after the first edition in 2021, a second edition of the Black History Arts Festival is being organized in Libreville, Gabon from the 1st to the 22nd of February. It is always with a lot of pleasure and of energy that we join forces at G24 to give you the best of infos every single day. Information continues on our channel and social medias. Subscribe, share, and follow. Special thanks to our news director, Warren Bibaya, and the entire technical team. Till next time, goodbye.